I know, sorry. I know this is crazy, but I just want to make sure that we get the review in before test tomorrow. So I hope that that's okay. So hopefully you got those and got a chance to see how all of that is going to work together. Now, I want you to listen carefully, and I'm going to read a sentence, but it's going to be incorrect. You need to repeat it, but with the correct, saying it correctly. Let's just put it that way, okay? So, Carl is tallest than James. Carl is good. I heard you. Very good. By the way, I did put some quizzes, comparing adjective quizzes up there. They're, game quizzes that I put in the review lesson section, just to kind of give you some review, if that helps, so that you can compare. Give some of these comparisons. So because it's just two things that you're comparing, we don't say is tallest than this person. We say so-and-so is taller. Carl is taller than James. Good. Ella and me are in kids choir at church. You have to, so you say it correctly. Ella and me are in kids choir at church. Good. Ella and I are in kids choir at church. Can I get a drink of water, please? Yes, you all know this one very well because we've gone over it several times. May I get a drink of water, please? The neighbors gave we some bread. Right, the neighbors gave us some bread. Good. So remember, those are important things to think through, all of the word usages and so forth. The comparing of the adjectives. Remember the things that we learned about those. You'll see that today. But also the proper use of can, may, teach, learn, the pronouns, which ones would be in the correct places, the ones that are in the subject side, the ones that belong in the predicate side. Think all of that through very carefully. A conjunction, we said, is a word that's used to join words or groups of words together. And they're words that we can use like and, or, and but. There are others, but those are definitely three good conjunction words. Well, I want you to look down here at our sentences that we have on the bottom of our board. Try to bring it a little bit closer. So we see Grandma gave me hugs and kisses. And when we're looking at that, what two words are being joined together with our conjunction? Yes, we've got hugs and kisses. So our joining word, our conjunction would be and. Very good. Two dolphins leaped and splashed in the waves. What is being joined in that? Excellent. Leaped. Splashed. Very good. And what are they being joined together with? Obviously, and. Super. Sarah asked for a goldfish or a betta fish. What would we be connecting? What two things, what two ideas, words or phrases? Superb. Goldfish or a betta fish. Okay, those would be what we are connecting with our word or. Okay, so and then or. Let's look at our last sentence. It was a cold day, but we played outside all afternoon. What is being connected in that sentence? It was a cold day, but we played outside all afternoon. What would we circle? Yes, we would circle it was a cold day, because that whole phrase is being connected to what? We played outside all afternoon. Okay, and what is our conjunction that is connecting those? The word but. Okay, it was a cold day, We played outside all afternoon. But we played outside all afternoon. So that is the joining word. That's what joins those two phrases. So that's why we say it could be, the conjunction is a word that joins two words or two phrases, groups of words together to make the sentence make sense. Okay, so think those through very carefully. And think about some joining words for foods that you eat. There are things that we say all the time where we use conjunctions, this and this, this and this. I'll give you an example. Spaghetti and meatballs. Okay, we always say that together, spaghetti and meatballs. That's what we're having. So think of other food things that you can join together that have the conjunctions in them. Think those through. And I even gave you some ideas when we did our when I was showing you my bracelets. So think that through carefully. All right, page 163. This is where you are reviewing, like I said. So you are adding ER, hyphen ER, to an adjective that compares to, hyphen EST when you're comparing three or more. So look at the sentences that they give you. Then you use the word more or the word most when you're comparing two nouns that are longer. Okay, when the word is longer, like beautiful or unusual, things like that, you're going to use more and most rather than ER and EST. Do not add the word more or most and ER or EST to the same adjectives. That is a huge, huge thing. You notice they have 2 stars next to it. Some people do speak like that. Oh, that is more bigger than, no. You don't need to compare it twice. It can't be more bigger, okay? It's either bigger or it's more unusual or something like that, but you don't use them together. That is the most biggest thing? No. That is the biggest or the most unusual thing I've ever seen, okay? But we don't put them together. So you don't use more and ER, most and EST together. Some adjectives change completely when used to compare: bad, worse, worst, good, better, and best. And you remember those that we did. So think A, write the correct adjective in the blank for each comparison. Think carefully and make sure, look at where it has big and bigger. Remember, when it's a short vowel sound, you have to double the consonant. So don't forget that. Some of you only put one G, you put bigger instead of bigger. So think those through carefully when you are doing those. Then write B, you're going to write a sentence using the adjectives that are there: smaller and kindest. Okay, so think those through. And then page 164. Draw a box around the nouns in each sentence. That's the first thing. Then circle the adjectives and draw a small arrow from the adjective to the noun it describes. That's the second thing. Remember that some nouns have more than one adjective. And don't forget the littles. Don't forget their cute little selves. They're out in the cold and they shouldn't be. You take care of the littles, those words. Think B, underline the verb or verb phrase in each sentence, circle the adverbs, draw a small arrow from each adverb to the verb it describes, and it even gives you the questions, so you won't miss those. Think carefully. Then remember C, describe each verb by writing an adverb that answers each question. So eat, how, politely, when, tomorrow. Okay, so think some good adverbs through with answering how and when for each of those verbs. All right, so work well on that page. Get a good grounding for that test tomorrow, so you'll be like, this will be a breeze. And it will be, because you're taking your time and thinking it through carefully. All right, do well on your language today. Make me proud. I love you guys.